You are not too late to buy Bitcoin. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear all the time is people saying, I missed it. The price is way too high now. I'll just have to buy a cheaper crypto token instead. But in this video, I'm going to prove why that way of thinking is completely flawed and why buying alternative crypto tokens believing they offer similar potential to Bitcoin could be one of the biggest financial mistakes you ever make. Before we get into it, as a quick disclaimer, this video is intended for information and entertainment purposes only. It should not be considered financial advice. Any reference to financial products, investments, or services are general opinions and are not tailored to your personal circumstances. When investing, your capital is at risk, and you may lose some or all of your investment. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and please always do your own research. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. Now, to understand why it's not too late, we first need to look at why Bitcoin is valuable and understand the problem it solves. Bitcoin was designed to be the perfect form of money. Nothing more, nothing less. Right now, the world runs on a broken monetary system based on government-issued currency called fiat. Fiat money includes dollars, pounds, yen, and so on, and none of these are backed by anything tangible. We all have to work hard for this money, but governments can actually create more out of thin air, reducing the value of the existing supply and therefore creating inflation. When you save in fiat, your purchasing power decreases every year, unless you can invest and are able to beat the rate of inflation. The banking system has also completely moved away from its original purpose of safely storing your money. Instead, banks lend out more than 50 times what you deposit, meaning that if everyone tried to withdraw their money at once, the entire system would collapse because the money doesn't exist. And the other thing, they have the power to censor transactions, freeze accounts, and control what you do with your money. But fortunately, Bitcoin fixes this. It has a fixed supply of 21 million. No government, bank, or company can create more of it. It's therefore inflation resistant and can retain value over time. And is permissionless, meaning that no one can stop you from using it or censor transactions. Bitcoin isn't just another investment, it's the best form of money ever created. And this brings us on to why Bitcoin is superior to every other cryptocurrency. Bitcoin and crypto are often lumped together, but they are vastly different, as Bitcoin is the only truly decentralized crypto asset. Every other cryptocurrency is not. Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and all the other cryptocurrencies have a founding team or centralized authority that controls the network. That makes them more like tech companies in my opinion, rather than a truly decentralized asset. Now, because they're centrally controlled, they can do all sorts of things, like pre-mine tokens, giving themselves a huge financial advantage over public investors, change the rules of the network at any time, potentially devaluing the current supply, and they're also at risk of being shut down by governments since they function as centralized organizations. In my opinion, many of these crypto projects are just trying to solve problems that don't need solving. Most are just centralized blockchains that don't offer anything better than a traditional database. Bitcoin is different though. There is no team in charge. It was created by an anonymous individual, Satoshi Nakamoto, but he disappeared to ensure that the network could become fully decentralized, with no individual in charge. Any computer can download the blockchain to verify transactions and become part of the decentralized network, and any changes to the system must be agreed upon by the entire network. But most importantly, Bitcoin fixes the broken monetary system and provides an alternative to government-issued currency. This is why institutions, corporations, and even nation states are adopting the asset as a store of value. Yet people still believe that it's too late, so let's go into that next. Many people see Bitcoin's high price of around £70,000 per coin and assume that they can't afford it, but this is a huge misunderstanding. You don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin. Each Bitcoin is divided into 100 million Satoshis, or sats, so you can buy just a small fraction of one Bitcoin. Now, other cryptocurrencies might look more appealing because they have a lower unit price, but this doesn't actually mean anything, and it definitely doesn't mean they're a better investment. One of the things that makes Bitcoin so important is its capped supply of 21 million. All other cryptocurrencies usually have a much larger supply, and they also have the potential for that to increase at the hands of the people in charge, just like a fiat currency. Some low market cap coins can be highly volatile, making it possible to make huge returns, but most of these gains go to insiders who take advantage of uninformed investors. And over the long term, they typically become worthless. We see this time and time again, most recently with Huck Tour Coin, Trump Coin, and tons of other meme tokens. These tokens offer no real value, and they exist solely to extract money from less informed investors and put it in the hands of the creators. Fortunately though, Bitcoin exists and still offers massive upside potential, without requiring you to have to gamble and speculate on any of this nonsense. Bitcoin has been around for only 16 years, and looking at its historic returns, it has outperformed every other asset class in history. Over just the last 5 years, it's averaged 55% annual returns, compared to 13% in the US stock market. But looking forward, I think we are still massively early. Bitcoin's market cap is only $1.3 trillion, which is the size of a large tech company. If it does become a global store of value, it could grow exponentially. If you just divide Bitcoin's total supply of 21 million amongst the entire world population of 8 billion, that brings you to 0.002625 of a Bitcoin, which today is worth just £176. So if you can accumulate 0.1 of a Bitcoin, or even a whole Bitcoin, that could have a huge amount of value in the future if Bitcoin adoption continues on its current trajectory. Michael Saylor, co-founder of Strategy, the largest corporate Bitcoin holder, believes that Bitcoin's market cap could reach $280 trillion in just 20 years. That would mean each coin is worth around $13 million, which is 152 times today's price. His thesis is that over time, Bitcoin will absorb capital from other asset classes like property, stocks, and bonds, because these have become overvalued as people are forced to invest in them to try and avoid fiat inflation. Saylor also believes that over this 20-year period, Bitcoin's annual rate of return will be around 29%, which if you put into a compound interest calculator and save just £250 a month, that will bring you to over £3 million in just 20 years. Today, only 2% of the world owns Bitcoin. It's still so early, and the network is growing faster than the internet. So no, it's not too late to buy Bitcoin. When you zoom out and look at Bitcoin's long-term growth and power law, it looks like it's right on track, gradually increasing in value over time. As more individuals, institutions, and even governments adopt Bitcoin, the price will continue to rise as it becomes more scarce. And in my opinion, it is the best and most obvious long-term investment and an opportunity of a lifetime. And probably the most important thing to understand is that Bitcoin's price will go up forever, as long as it's being valued in a fiat currency like the pound or the dollar, which has a constantly increasing supply. But I'm afraid that is it for today. I hope you found value in this video, and if you did, please do me a favour and smash that like button, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure you also subscribe for more Bitcoin related content, and if you want to learn how to buy your first Bitcoin, check out this video on screen now, where I break down the easiest and cheapest way to do so. But with that being said, take it easy and enjoy the rest of your day. You want to be a YouTube dog?